What do you do if you're giving a speech or a presentation and the uhs and ums and ers start to come out? First of all, don't panic. Everybody says and occasionally. It's not the end of the world. In fact, most people won't even notice you saying it. Now, there's a certain threshold. If you start saying too many uhs and ums, people will perceive that you're uncomfortable and nervous. That's not good. And in an extreme case, they may actually start counting the uhs and ums. In my experience, people tend to put way too much importance on the problem of uhs and ums. They should be focusing on, do they have anything interesting to say? Some of the most successful talk show hosts, communicators in the world say and all the time, and they make tens of millions of dollars a year. Whereas many speakers never say but everyone forgets what they said instantly because they didn't say anything interesting or memorable. Having said all that, let me give you some tips if you want to reduce them. As much as I love Toastmasters, I do not recommend that you have someone ring a bell or zap you when you say it makes you too self-conscious while giving a presentation. What I recommend is record yourself, really listen, hear where you're saying it, count them, see if it actually is a problem. If you do want to reduce the uhs and ums, then type the word that you're saying, the sound, UH, whatever it is, type it up in a small font, cut it out, put a red circle and a slash through it, just like no left-hand turn, no parking, the universal no, just with a little red magic marker, put it on top, and then cut it out and tape that, put it on your cell phone. If you wear a watch, put it on your watch. Put it on your laptop screen or your computer screen. What happens is this will recondition your brain to not say it. It won't happen in one day. It won't even happen in a couple of days. But after a week, it will dramatically reduce the number of uhs and ums and ers and nos that come out of your mouth. I've used this technique for many, many years. And I read this in a book. So this is not a new idea to me. I forgot who I saw it, where I read it first, but it's wildly effective. I've put this little sticker that I create for my own clients on presidents' hands and top ministers around the world, top political leaders, billionaires. It really does work, but it does take a week. Now, everyone can have this problem. A few years ago, my wife was watching me do an interview at ABC, and she said, "You realize you're starting every answer with well." I'm pretty good about not saying uhs and ums, but this verbal tic had crawled into my own speech patterns. So what I did is I typed up the word well, and I put it on my cell phone. And so every time I look at my cell phone, I now see that well with the international no sign, and it has reduced it. So no one is oblivious to these problems, but also realize this is a relatively minor thing. Focus first and foremost on having something interesting and useful to say to your audience and saying it in a memorable way. Also, don't forget to just pause. There's nothing wrong with pausing. You don't have to fill it with a sound of or you know.